Welcome to the Explainer. Today we're going to tackle a massive new challenge that every single developer is facing right now. How do you use AI to move at lightning speed without, breaking everything?
And that's really the core question, isn't it? AI code generation gives us this incredible velocity, but it also opens up a whole new can of worms when it comes to risk. These tools are unbelievably powerful, and that kind of power needs some serious guardrails. So here's the fundamental issue. An AI can whip up hundreds of lines of code in the time it takes you to make a coffee, and that is awesome. But let's be real, when that code inevitably fails in production, your boss is not going to blame ChatGPT. The buck still stops with you. You know that old saying? Well, it has never been more true for us in the world of software. The AI is our tool, it's our amazing new superpower, but we are the ones who are ultimately accountable for what it creates.
So how do we handle this huge new responsibility? Well, we do it by building a modern, secure workflow. We're going to break this down into 5 key steps that'll help you turn AI from a potential risk into a trusted, rock-solid teammate. All right, first up, let's talk about your first line of defense, automated testing. Our journey to safely using AI-generated code doesn't actually start with the AI. It starts with a fundamental practice that is now more important than it has ever been. Seriously, think of tests as an insurance policy for your app. Whenever an AI pushes a change, these tests automatically kick in to make sure that critical stuff, like logging in or processing a payment, still works perfectly. It is your #1 safety net. But look, you don't have to test every single little thing. The key here is ruthless prioritization. You got to focus your energy on the things that absolutely positively cannot break. We're talking user authentication, payments, all the core functions that keep the lights on. Okay, once you've got that solid testing foundation, we can start to build an automated guardian that basically watches over our code 24/7. So that brings us to section 2, automating the process with CI/CD and pull requests. CI/CD is really the engine of all modern software development. Continuous integration, or CI, just means that every time new code gets suggested, all those tests we just talked about run automatically. And if they pass, continuous deployment, CD, can push it straight out to your users.
In this new age of AI, the pull request is absolutely essential. I mean, even if you're a solo developer, you're not really working alone anymore, right? You're working with an AI. So think of a PR as a formal checkpoint, a conversation with your AI partner where you can review its work before it ever goes live. This whole workflow creates like a secure gate around your main production code. No code, doesn't matter if it's from a human or an AI, can get into production without passing all those automated checks first. It's a simple idea, but it's an incredibly powerful security measure. Now for section 3, and this is where things get really interesting. AI as your teammate. So far, we've used automation to defend ourselves against AI's mistakes. Now, we're going to flip the script and actually use AI to improve and secure our code. This just completely transforms the code review process. Instead of you having to manually read every single line of AI-generated code, an AI reviewer can act like an expert teammate. It'll summarize the changes, spot potential problems, and even flag security issues you might have totally missed. Tools like GitHub Copilot are now getting built right into this process. It can look at a pull request and leave comments just like a human would, pointing out ways to make the code better. And get this, it can even apply its own fixes for you with a single click.
Okay, but this brings up a really critical point. Logic bugs are one thing, but security flaws, those can be an absolute disaster. An AI, in its attempt to be helpful, might accidentally expose something super sensitive, like your admin credentials, and create a massive vulnerability without you even knowing.
And this is exactly where tools like Anthropic's Claude come into play. You can add it into your workflow as what's called a GitHub action. And it basically acts as your own dedicated security expert. It automatically scans every single line of code in every pull request for these kinds of vulnerabilities before they can ever get merged. And that brings us to our final section, the automated final release. So we've tested our code, we've reviewed it, we've secured it. Now it's time to actually get it out to our users, safely and of course, automatically.
You know the feeling. After all that cool, high-tech security and review work, the absolute last thing you want to do is the boring, bureaucratic paperwork of a release. Manually changing version numbers, writing up release notes, it's slow and it's easy to make a mistake. But thankfully, we can automate this too. A fantastic tool for this is called Release Please, and it's from Google.
It's smart enough to look at all your recent code changes, figure out what the correct new version number should be, and then automatically create a pull request for that release.
And this is where it all comes together beautifully. From that initial AI-generated code all the way to the final public release notes, the entire pipeline is automated, it's secured by multiple checks, and it's enhanced by AI at every single step of the way.
By putting a system like this in place, you're not just deploying code anymore. You're building an automated guardian that transforms AI from a potential risk into a powerful, reliable teammate. You've just unlocked a much safer and much faster way to build software. Thanks for watching.